No question, right?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Well, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, can I see you too, please? All right, great.
Yeah.
Much better now. Thank you for joining. Happy to see you here, Ngan.
Okay. Yeah, nice to see you too.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about your goals, like one more time? So, you're taking the test, was it in 2 months?
You want me to do the part 2 again?
No, I'm asking about your next test. When is it going to be?
I don't decide to make a new test.
Yeah, all right. So,
Like
no.
I don't have a specific date.
No clear date, yeah? No specific date, okay. And your desired score is at 6.5, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. And the last speaking was at 5.5. Okay, I remember that. All right, now, well, let's see. I would probably still start with part 1 just for a short warm-up. Let me ask you about exciting activities. Let's talk about that for a moment. Have you ever tried any exciting activities?
Exciting activities. So, as for me, I have tried many interesting activities. For example, there are gymnastic, or swimming, or climbing up to the mountain, or something like that. But to be honest, uh, I'm attracted by the climbing up by climbing up to the mountain.
Okay, let's analyze it. Let me see. Okay, let me share with you the document that we're going to use. Okay, so this was, what was the question? Do you remember?
Okay, I have seen the black blank.
I'm asking you, do you remember the question? Do you remember the question?
Do you do any exciting activities?
Have you done any exciting activities in the past, right? Right, so this is your answer. You said so. As for me, I have tried many. Can you find any issues here in the first sentence?
The mistake?
Yes.
Tried.
Yeah, so try to be careful with your pronunciation. I know you probably wanted to say tried, but it didn't come out. I've tried many. Can you repeat again?
I have tried many.
I've tried many.
I have. Can you repeat?
You don't need to say have. When we speak, we say I've, not I have. Such as I'm, not I am. She's, not she is, right? I've tried many.
I've tried many.
Yes, careful with the endings. That affects your grammar, pronunciation, understanding, all of it. Okay. What about as for me? Does it sound right?
I think it's wrong, but I want to express my opinion.
Well, of course, every time you speak, you express your opinion. You don't even need to say that. But what you're talking about is a speech marker, right? So we have these speech markers like so, well, you know, even like like that. Those are speech markers. They are good indicators of your language proficiency, right? So it's good to use them. So, but as for me, just doesn't fit here, as you know, is because you have to introduce others people's other people's opinions first. Like, okay, my brother's, my mom's, my friend's opinion on this is this, but as for me, I like this or that more. Right? So this is the wrong place for it. So what can you say instead?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm sure you know. I told you last time too, and that's why it's a good idea to pay more attention, take notes, right? Do you have like a little notebook or anything where you can take notes, right? Well, that's why we have it, right? So you can next time. I mean, like it should have been last time, but okay. Let's see. You could say personally, or you could say so you know, or I. Uh, speaking of activities, I've tried a lot. Honestly, you don't even need anything here. You already have so. Just so. I've actually will would be better. Will I've tried many. And do we need to repeat activities from the question? Well, okay, you paraphrased interesting. That's good. Yeah. Well, activities. You could just say. I've tried many. Yeah, you don't need to repeat it all. Well, I've tried many. For example, there are. This is your document, by the way. I'll share it with you. Don't worry. You will have full access to it later. So what's wrong with there are here? How can you change it? Any other versions? Paraphrase, synonyms.
It would be
Well, okay, so we're talking about have you done. Doesn't really answer the question when you say there are. I've tried many. Just for example, we don't need there are. For example, gymnastics. Could you repeat that?
gymnastics.
Good. Or doesn't make sense because that is you're listing things that you have tried. You can't say I have tried swimming or gymnastics. Like doesn't make any sense. It has to be and I've tried this, this, and that. Yeah, not this or that or that. You don't know what you've tried. Like makes no sense. You get it, right? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does it mean? Like when you speak, just slow down a bit, think it a little bit more, process it, try to not like speak as soon as you come up with a word. Check it for, logic, grammar, vocabulary, reasoning. Yes. For example, gymnastics, swimming, and how do we say it? Climbing? We write B, but we don't say it, right? Climbing. Climbing, not climbing. Okay, swimming and climbing up to the mountain. No, up the mountain, right? No two, so up the mountain, or something like that. All right, or something like that. That's a good one. That's a speech marker. When we speak, we add them often, and you can hear native speakers say that. Like right? When you say it doesn't mean anything. It's just a speech marker. Okay. Gymnastics, swimming, and climbing up the mountain, something like that. But to be honest, be attractive. You say?
Yeah.
So
Wrong.
Well, fix it, please. Just give me a better version. Don't feel bad. You don't need to feel bad. Just try to find a better way to say this yourself without me saying it.
I'm attractive with.
Well, all right. Attractive like this. Let me show you. What is attractive?
Two.
Right, I'm attracted.
What?
Attracted by That's a different
I'll
one.
try to.
But we don't say that. We don't use the word attracted by. No, I mean the phrase. So in this situation, to be honest, I'm a fan of climbing. I'm a big fan of climbing. You don't need to repeat. When you repeat yourself, that just doesn't sound good. Right? So you understand everything?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's check it, right? Have you done any exciting activities in the past?
Well, yes. Well, as for me, I have tried many, for example, gymnastics, um, swimming, and climbing up mountain. Um, However, I'm a big fan of climbing up the mountain.
Okay. Well, let's see. Got this second answer. What's the problem here? Can you find anything?
I forgot to change the phrases for me.
I don't know who taught you that, but they weren't quite good at it. You could just say, all right, I have tried many. That's okay. For 6.5, that's good enough. You don't need to worry too much. Yes? You want 6.5, right? That's your goal? If you want 7 or higher, well then yes, maybe you need to try harder, of course. Just well, right? So, well, you know, I've tried quite a few. I've tried many. I've tried a lot. For example, gymnastics, swimming, and climbing up mountain, right? So mountains, climbing, just mountains, then climbing, or mountain climbing, right? That's the best way to put it. Mountain climbing. However, I'm a big fan of climbing. Like that doesn't really sound right. So okay, so we have gymnastics, swimming, mountain climbing. However, I'm a bigger fan in this. All right, let's put it this way. I'm a bigger fan of climbing than all other activities that I've tried. I'm a bigger fan of than all other activities that I've tried. Yeah. So, but check, I guess, the question, right? Again, exciting activities, gymnastics. Was it really exciting?
Yeah.
Okay, so gymnastics, swimming, exciting? Just to make sure. Exciting. Yes? Like, I feel like mountain climbing is really good here, right? Swimming is probably the worst because it's normally not associated with something exciting. But okay, you could say, all right, for me, I don't do sports that much. So even swimming is exciting. Like this, it makes sense, right? You could just say, all right, like, you know, I'm not really into sports. So even like simple activities like swimming excite me. Yeah? But here you have a very good one, mountain climbing. So just focus on that. You say, I have not tried many, but I did try mountain climbing and it was great. I loved it. Yeah? Like this. Well, okay, that was part 1. And don't worry about part 1 too much because part 1 is a warm-up in the test. So you don't need to give extended answers like really extended, like maybe 2 sentences, that's enough on average. Okay, one direct answer, and then maybe one detail. That's good enough, so don't worry about part 1. Now, well, let's try part 2 now, because let's not waste time too much time on part one then. Let's see. So, how do we answer part two? What's the goal? What's the strategy?
I have to use the question that the examiner gives to me.
Well, not the examiner gives to you, but that you can find on the card, right? So, yeah, that's a very simple one. One by one, make sure to answer like each of them without skipping any, without jumping over any of the questions. Just follow them one by one. And here you go, you get the answer. So how many sentences on average should you say when answering part two questions?
I'm not sure because I have been teach that I have to set for 2 minutes, but they don't say that I have to write. I have to speak for any setting.
So you don't know how fast the time goes usually. Like you can't really see that. You can't see the timer. So it's a good idea to understand that each question is 2 sentences. So there are 4 questions, maybe sometimes 5, about 2 sentences. Try to come up with 2 sentences per question and you're good. And don't stay longer than 2 as well. Just say one thing, another thing about one question, then move on to the next one. Same thing. And you will, this way you will show varied, wide vocabulary. And you will cover all of the important points. Okay, well, let's try one topic here. Well, what should we do? I wanted to try without my help first, so we'll get 1 minute to prepare. Do you have a piece of paper? Well, you've got the little notebook, right? So I recommend to not write too much. What should we write? Just keywords. Keywords, right? Something advanced that you can think of on the topic of each question. So again, you'll get 4 questions, and then so each question should have at least one keyword, right? And the keyword shouldn't be too simple, right? So keywords, try to think of advanced English words, expressions, whatever you can think of, yeah?
Yeah.
What else? About 1-2 keywords per question, and the important thing is to answer all of them during the 1 minute you have. Don't get stuck on one question. Answer each with at least a simple answer. Then you will be ready to answer all of them one by one. Well, all right, here's the topic. Describe something that you did with someone or a group of people. You get 1 minute.
Start right now.
Yes? All right. Time is up. Can you please begin?
Okay. Today I will uh, describe about the things that I have done with my friends in at school. Um, Firstly, it is the the basketball. We did it uh, in the afternoon after the break time, and um, the story was begin when one of my friend told us to to go out and then play the and then play the basketball with my classmates. And we have played for a long time uh, until the until the PE lesson, and we decided to change to uh, play badminton. And um, and I have to do it with my friends because it is the teamwork, the, the sport which we have to do it in a team. So we uh, have to play with more than one people for done this game, and that is the moment that I have do something with my friend.
All right. So you had 2 minutes. That's very good. I mean, you've been speaking for almost 2 minutes. Very nice.
It
Let's
was
see.
so hard.
Well, it's a relatively simple topic.
No,
Something you did
because
with friends.
I have like before this class, I have study a course, and they teach me to use the 5W question and relative clauses and comparative sentence and the main topic about what I think, not using all those questions. So I have a little bit of hesitate with this
I
with
understand.
your method, teaching method.
But that is not my teaching method. That is just the requirement of the IELTS test. I mean, just to have a wide vocabulary. You know what? If you want, you can continue using that strategy of the 5 WH questions. That's fine. It's just that that way I feel like if you get a difficult topic, you might not be able to come up with everything yourself there. It's not always applicable. It's a little bit, it's for advanced speakers. For anyone aiming at 6.5 or lower, this is the best. Way better. It's just easier because you already have you don't need to think like what, who, where, like how it applies to each topic. You don't need to think of that. You have the question, just answer it. Look at the questions. These questions, you have 4 of them, yes? They are like part 1 questions. It's like part 1, but all on one topic, yes? So that's how you answer them. Each question answered as a part 1, and then you have a part 2 topic ready. You don't need to think too much. And as for, well, specific structures, that's great. Try to use them as much as you can because that increases your final score, the grammar. But it's not that important because if it's just about 12% of the final score, maybe even a little bit less. It's important to have the full sort of like experience, right? The full fluency, full natural answer. So just structures, sentence structures, they don't work. Only use them when you feel confident. But using them a lot is important so you can get familiar with them. And I tell you if you're using them correctly or not. Well, all right, let's see. You said, today I will describe. Do we need today?
No, I guess.
Well, yeah, we don't really need that one. If you actually, I'm gonna give you some general comments here for part 2. We have a very good idiom to start with. So start every part 2 with what? When I saw the topic card, the first that sprang to mind was. Is this difficult? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so do you see this phrase? This
No,
is always going to be in your in the Google Doc here. And this is a good phrase to start every part 2 with because it fits everywhere, no matter what. But please don't memorize the words one by one exactly because you can change it, right? When I initially received the cue card, the first thought or idea, the first event that came to mind, you can change the words here quite a bit. And that means they will show your real fluency like this, right? It's just a flexible idiom. So here, for example, you could put it and try to apply it. Can you try it yourself right now?
no. I choose the sentence that you give me
Yes.
before. When I saw the topic card, the first that bring to mind
First what?
was the first.
Well,
I
look at the top. What are you going to talk about?
something that I did with someone.
Well, in one word, what is that?
That's mean.
Well, if it's too hard to come up with the specific word for this topic, for any topic, then you could just say thing or idea. First thing that sprang to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah? Just thing. But in some cases, it's easier because something like your favorite piece of art, and then you could say the first painting that sprang to mind, right? So you can replace that, the word thing, with something more topic specific. But anyway, so if you forget that or you just don't feel comfortable using an idiom like that, you can just say, I'm going to talk about, so now instead of today, you just say, so now, well, let me tell you about something like this. Again, you can change it as much as you need. Something very simple. I'd like to talk about it. So I'd like to talk about this or that. Let me tell you about, like describe is also not the right word here, right? So let me tell you about what was it?
I think.
What did you say? I didn't understand it.
You missed this word.
Yes.
I can't remember it.
Well, okay. So let me tell you about one time when we played basketball with my friends, right? Let me tell you about one time when we played basketball with my friends at school. Okay, you don't need to copy everything because again, this document will be yours. I will send it to you. And you can only, I recommend writing down notes about ideas, like something you know, like understand better now, then yeah, you could put it down. But like little corrections like this, you will have them here forever. So firstly, it is the basketball. What's wrong?
It was.
Well, you see the way I said it, we don't even need it. But okay, imagine you had said something like about a time with my friends. So you could say, firstly, what we did, we played basketball. Right? Firstly, what we did was we played basketball. Or all right, that's a bit hard maybe. So we could say, firstly, what would be the normal, the basic way to put it even like after
I
first?
know. I think that I can use the what I did it, the phrase where I did it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I can. I can use this, but
Okay, I see.
it's
Can.
not I can.
Got it. Firstly, well, it was something simple. We would say something like this. Firstly, that was basketball. That activity was basketball. But you don't need to say it anymore because it's better to put it here at the start. So we did it in the afternoon after the break time. And the story was begin. The story began like this. And so we did in the afternoon after break time. I'll just say just break time, after break time. And the story began like this. When one of my friends told us to go out. We don't need when here, right? Doesn't make sense. So one of my friends told us, maybe not told, had asked us to go out to play basketball. There is like, all right, what is that? There means it's like a determiner, right? And it's a determiner. And it's the same as this, that, these, those. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's like saying, like, to play this basketball or to play that basketball. Does it make sense? Does it sound good? Does it sound good? That basketball, play this basketball, play that. Doesn't make sense, right? So we don't say it. We don't need that at all. It's just basketball. To play, just to go to play basketball with my classmates. Here, the better connected would be so we played. We don't need present perfect. Yes, present perfect is not used with specific times in the past.
Okay.
So you had a specific time, no present perfect. Then so we played for a long time until the start of, let's say, the next lesson, because that PE lesson, you're saying the PE. So when you say the listener, me, knows, right? The listener knows. But I don't know anything about your PE lessons. So you can't say the PE lesson because I don't know it. So you have to just say, well, until the start of the next one, just the some lesson that comes after. Okay, so and we decided, and then we decided to change Any suggestions?
We decided to change.
Well,
To eliminate the what to.
and decided to change playing. We would say, and then we decided, we don't need to say change, right? And then we decided to play badminton. But I don't understand this. So you had played basketball, then until the start of the next lesson, and then when did you decide to play badminton?
Let's say this. It was like I just thinking and then I just think and then tell what I think.
Well, it doesn't make sense, right? So you had, so basically basketball lesson, then badminton. All right. And you can say then after the lesson, after the P lesson that we had, after the P lesson or after the lesson, because we haven't said P, and then after lesson that we had, we decided to play badminton. And I had to past tense. I had to do it with my friends because it, let's say, what? You know this?
Requires.
Right, requires teamwork. Yeah?
Yeah.
I had to do it with my friends because it requires teamwork. Or not it, we had two, badminton and badminton and basketball, right? So because team sports require, obviously you can say, obviously require teamwork. Well, we don't need to explain this, right? So we had to play it with more than one person. Only one person. So you have to play with more than one person. Okay. And that was the moment that not that, when I had to do something with my friends. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, this is not too bad actually, because you can deliver an answer. You just need to practice. And that's why we will try to do our best to practice and to prepare. What do? Well, first of all, you need to separate your answer into
Sentence.
4 parts for each question. Yes? It's very simple.
Yeah.
You have, all right, at the very start, you use this idiom, and then you answer the first question, right? What it was. So for example, here, what can we say, right? It was, well, playing basketball doesn't sound like a good activity, to be honest. There's nothing to talk about. It's like something you did with friends. It's like a project, something interesting, unique, special. You've done only once. That's the perfect answer. That's what they want you to talk about, right?
I know, I get it, but I don't have widely vocabulary to describe what I want to say.
Then you can talk about basketball, but add an interesting event there, right? Maybe you could say, we played basketball and somebody broke their leg, right? Something like that, you could say. What was it? It's just something you did with a group of people, and it needs to be memorable, something you remembered well. Or we played basketball, and maybe like an interesting person joined us, even if it's not true, right? Does it have to be true? You know it. Does not have to be true.
Yeah.
So what ideas do you have? Your idea of a special event.
My idea. Like the main topic I want to say or what?
Well, yeah, I mean, like something you did with friends. Actually, it says with someone. Could be just one friend, like your mom. Maybe you baked a cake for your dad or something like that. Is it hard to talk about? And it's a special event, right? Or you could say, I taught my little brother math, or I helped my brother prepare for a difficult test one time. It has to be a specific time. So what ideas do you have? Give me one.
I help my younger brother to do his math test.
That's my
Math
idea.
question.
Please use your own.
My idea. I help my mother to cook with her. Cook a meals with her.
Why is it special? It doesn't sound special enough. Add an interesting twist, please. So, cook for my grandma's anniversary. Now that is a big event, right? Happens real rarely, like every 10 years or something. 10 years, right? So what if your idea, please? Quick though. 1, 2, 3. No, you cannot. You have to train your mind to pick the first idea. You have a lot of ideas. You're just not picking them. You have to pick it. You're thinking too long. There's no best idea. They're all terrible. They're all awful. Just pick one. I mean, they will always look like they're terrible ideas. So you will never come up with the perfect one. So just pick any, the first one. A time you had to paint a wall with your grandpa. Have you, like, it has never happened, but you could just talk about that. Time I traveled to Germany with my aunt.
Okay. I will.
That's my idea. Please use your own.
I and my friend celebrate a party for my mother's birthday.
Perfect. That's much better than playing basketball. So then the first question, what it was, you say, right. So when I saw the cue card, the topic card, the first event that sprang to mind was, what was it, like preparing or actually like celebrating the, what was it, the party? So preparing for it or like the event itself? Which one?
Like celebrating or preparing for the event.
Which one? Like you can't do both, I guess. What did you do? Like you just attended a party or you prepared for it?
I'm prepared for it.
Okay, so that's two different things. So all right, so then it's, first thing that sprang to mind was this event where, when I
prepared a party for,
let's say, a surprise birthday party. Yes. No.
What is that word?
Surprise, like a shock, like, you know, surprise.
Okay, I get it. I surprised my mother's by a party that we are prepared for her.
All right, I surprised my mom with a party. Yeah, that we prepared for her with my friend. Good. So what question does that answer? What it was. That's the question, yes?
Yes.
It was a party that you prepared, a surprise party, yeah? But that's not enough. Add one more sentence about what it was. What kind of party? What other details can you add?
This was my mom's birthday.
Well, it's kind of obvious. It means no new information here.
No juice.
All right, so you know this, the 6 questions, right? 5 WH and 1 H question. So you know them, right? So that's how you can use, that's how you can use them to expand and answer to each of these smaller questions.
I can't use them.
Well, for example, when, right? Do you see that there's no when question in the card, right? There's no when. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that means you can add it to the first one, what it was. So it was a party, a surprise party for my mom. That's one sentence. And the second one, when?
When? Which is on...
Happened about 20 years ago. Yes, in 2004. Yeah?
I hate using it.
Using what?
Using English language.
Look, I kind of feel bad that you're saying this because I don't want you to feel bad just because I'm showing you how difficult it is. Yes? I can tell you that I see that you're smart and you can figure it out if you don't give up. The most important part is not to give up. Just, we can do this. For example, I'll help you out. You could say it happened, so the party happened about 1 month ago. Yeah? I don't remember exactly the date. Or you could say, of course I remember my mom's birthday. It happened on the 25th of April. Yes? That's it. Yeah? Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's do the first question one more time. What it was.
I don't know.
Just use that phrase. Do you see? When I saw.
I don't know when it was. I guess that it was 2 weeks ago.
Well, okay, like that, or because it's your mom, or yeah, you're supposed to know it very well. You can say, yeah, I know exactly when it was. It was 1 month ago on any specific date, right? All right. And then who you did it with? What can you say there?
I will say about the people.
Well, all right, let's go. So I had a friend help me.
I had a friend to help me celebrate this party.
Not celebrate, prepare, yeah?
Prepare.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about who, this friend. More details.
Classmate.
So that friend is my...
So that friend is my classmate.
Friend is my classmate. What else can you tell me about that friend? Is it your best friend or your worst friend?
They are my bestie.
So my bestie, my classmate. What else? What more information can you give me? Had she helped you many times in the past with something similar? Or was it the first time?
She had helped me a lot in the past.
Right? And you could say this was not the first time. Yeah? And that answers the question who you did it with. All right, so I did it with my friend, who was my classmate, and a best friend as well. And she had helped me so many times with similar or maybe different kinds of events in the past. And I was really happy to have her there with me, right? It gave me confidence. Yes?
Yeah.
Try? Who you did it with? Tell me who you did it with.
my classmate to help me preparing this party, and they are my bestie who had helped me a lot in the past.
Anything else about who? About the person?
Describe her.
Well, whatever, you know, whatever comes to mind. The first thing, don't hesitate. Hesitating, throw it out of the window. No hesitation. Just say whatever. The person, right? But okay, that's enough. Now, how long it took you to do this? Well, that's pretty simple, right? With how long it took you to do this? Again, it took us about 2 days, and we had to do this, this, and this together, and explain why you did it. Well, again, you can explain. I had her help because it's a difficult thing on my own. It was a difficult thing. Well, all right. I have another student waiting for me right now, so we have to finish. We've been going for, well, more than an hour. Please try to join with your, like, this setup again next time. It will be much easier to study. I'm going to give you homework now. So, actually, I've given it to many students in the past already. All right. So, I really need you to do... show me results of 3 grammar tests. Yeah? I need you to do it before the next time. Yeah?
Yes.
That's very important. You need to analyze your mistakes. Yeah? Then you need to, let's actually keep it as a number. You need to pick a part 2 or part 3 or together in this document. You have all sorts of topics there. Then you need to record yourself with this website. It's very easy. It's just a recording website where you just press one button and it records your speech like this. And then it gives you a link here, see, like this, and then you save it like this way. Understand?
Yeah.
Then you need to save the topic that you chose to show me what you answered. But then the most important thing, you need to listen to your own recording and write down what you hear. So you need to do everything like this. Let me show you. This is an example from another student called Ngan, who studies in Hanoi with Mrs. Ha as well. So she did this, for example. She picked part 3, you see? She picked 10 questions, and then she recorded herself. We had a recording here. You can see how long, you see how much time she spent doing this. You see? 16 minutes, 17 minutes she was recording herself, this whole recording. And then she listened to herself and she wrote down first question, second, third, fourth. She did it one time. This is for one lesson. Yeah? So her English is on your level. Her English is not much better. So she just put a lot of effort. And all I need you to do is to do something similar. You don't have to pick 10 questions. Let's say just 2 or even 1. Whatever you can afford, just do that, please, okay? And here's the link. Just save it and bookmark it.
Could you send all of this to Mrs. Lucky? I forgot her name.
Yes, I'll send it to her, but you can also add me on Zalo. I have Zalo here, and you can add me. I can send it to you directly as well, but it's just for the, so you can ask me questions about English, yeah? You can add me on Zalo, ask me questions about homework, anything, yeah?
So could you give me your phone number, please?
Well, here it is. Do you see?
Okay.
It's my Zalo. You can add me on Zalo. That's it, yeah? So it's in your document. Can you click the link? Yes, in the chat? Just click the link, and that's going to be the document. Yeah.
Okay, my thoughts.
You have the link.
I see it, but I can't get it.
Can't click it. Well, okay, I'll send it to Mrs. Han.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it. I have 2 students waiting already. I have to go now. Thank you for joining, Ngan. I hope you learned something. Don't feel bad. Your English is okay. Just need to practice. We can get there together. All right.
All right.
All right. See you next time then. Yeah. And then have a good evening. To yourself.
Yeah.
See you.
Have a good evening.
Goodbye.